Let's talk about 3 common mistakes that can derail your chances of getting back together with your ex. Hey folks, I am Jim Miller, helping you find and keep the love of your life and write a better love story. I'm going to ask if you're new to the channel. First of all, I want to welcome you. Tick the subscribe button and then tick the bell icon. That way you're notified whenever I upload new content. Also would like to ask you to give me a thumbs up, like and share the video. Check the description below the video for some ebooks that I give away and a couple of book recommendations on Amazon, which they are affiliate links, and in all honesty, I do get a small commission if you do buy one of those books from the link. And some other information that's down there, my email address and whatever else. And leave a comment in the section below the video. I'm getting to a point now where I can start to respond to comments a little bit better. So I was out for a while, and I'm trying to respond to all the comments now. Anyway, let's get right into the content. 3 common mistakes that can derail your chances of getting back together with your ex. And mistake number 1 is you're there for your ex. You're there for your ex. I know it sounds noble, and I know that it sounds good, that you're there for them. And in an emergency situation or a bad situation, something like that, obviously you would be. I mean, any decent human would be. But you're there for your ex on a day-to-day basis. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Now, first of all, let me explain. Just got off the phone with my daughter a little while ago. She is in a breakup. She was broken up with. She would like to get her ex back, but she's not necessarily pursuing it at this point. But we discussed these common mistakes and what we're doing. No contact's not an option for her since they still live together, although my understanding is at the end of the month he'll be moving out. So right now it's kind of a tough time for her. And if you're there for your ex, if you're doing everything that your ex needs you to do, I mean, like, what do I mean? Well, maybe you're good mechanically and you're changing their oil or spark plugs or doing whatever, or maybe you know accounting, you know numbers, and they need help with their taxes or balancing their checkbook or something like that, or anything along those lines. But you're there for your ex. You're there at every turn. You're there for your ex. You'll cancel a whole week's worth of plans just to drive 25 miles to get a gallon of milk to take it to them because they need milk or something like that. Running errands for them, or when they need an emotional dumping ground, they can call you up and tell you how bad their new relationship is or something like that. This is a mistake to be there for your ex. All breakups and all people are different. Okay, let's start with that. However, what happens is when someone breaks up with you, basically they're saying, I don't want you in my life. I want to continue my life without you, or without you in the romantic role that you had. And in such a situation, they need to experience that life without you. They've kicked you out of their life, basically, or out of part of their life. They need to experience what life is like without you. Okay? Now, God, understand, people, I've made all these mistakes myself. Everything I'm talking about here, I've made them. I've done them. But they need to experience that life without you, because that's what they asked for. So best solution is to let them understand that. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. But if you're there for your ex, they're not really experiencing life without you. They're weaning themselves off of the relationship that you had. Mistake number 2 is to try and fix it at every turn. If you are in contact with your ex, first of all, I recommend no contact, and not for your ex, not to try to get him back, but I recommend no contact for at least 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on what you need, just to try and get over them, to try and spend some time working on yourself, figuring out who you are, and building yourself into a better version of you. But if you're trying to fix it at every turn, and what do I mean by that? Well, if you are in contact with your ex, again, you're trying to be there for them and do nice things so they realize what a wonderful person you are. But if you try to turn the conversations over to what happened or what needs to happen, or how can we make this better, if you're starting to do things like that, and it may be conversations that have either been had or may need to be had at some point, but right now is not the time. Those can be very threatening to someone who broke up with you when you're trying to get back together with them and you're trying to ask them, what could I have done differently? What happened? What can we do to make this work? Trying to fix it at every turn is not a good idea. If you are in contact, if you're not in contact with your ex, hey, good for you. I think that's the best way to go. But if you are in contact with your ex, like my daughter is in contact with her ex again because he lives there, she doesn't try and turn the conversation around to what could we do to make this work. You know, uh, that's just not a good idea. That is very threatening to the person that broke up with you, and quite often can lead to them giving you answers that aren't necessarily true. They just want to make you feel better. Okay, they don't want to hurt you, obviously, and they might want to make you feel better. Mistake number 3, okay, this is a big one, is showing your weakness. Now, weakness is not an attractive quality, and I realize that, you know, begging and pleading is being weak, but other versions of weakness are, you know, you change your social media strategy, and all of a sudden you're either posting sad crap, you know, whatnot like that, all these, you know, I had to go through the storm to come out of, you know, all. You've seen them. You've all seen them. You can look on Facebook or Snapchat or anything. You know when someone's going through a breakup. I'm not a big social media fan myself personally, but or you're posting pictures of yourself with somebody else, you know, trying to maybe arouse a little bit of jealousy or something like that. I would recommend, if you are in a breakup, don't change your social media habits. You know, if you're doing something fun, something like that, and you would post something like that, hey, go ahead and do it by all means. Another way of showing your weakness is by apologizing for everything. And I know some of you can relate to this. Again, I've done it. You will take the blame for things that you didn't have anything to do with, just so hopefully your ex will realize, oh, okay, so he's not blaming me for that. No, not a good idea. If you've made mistakes and you need to apologize for them, apologize for them. Okay? But don't take the blame for things that you didn't do. Don't take the blame for things that aren't your fault. You know, that is just not the way to go. Don't apologize for who you are. Work on yourself, become better. I will not apologize for who I am. I am who I am, and I love who I am. And that's what I would recommend you seek out, is self-love. But don't show the weakness. You know, I mean, obviously there's some weakness there. There may be some desperation in your life. You're very upset. You're very hurt. I get it. Really. I've been there. But don't show it. Don't let your ex see that. Show it to your friends, show it to your family, show it to people that can love you and comfort you and support you during this bad time. So that's what I have to say tonight, folks. There's 3 common mistakes that can derail your chances of getting back together with your ex. Okay? Number 1, like I said, you're there for your ex. Number 2 is you try to fix it at every turn. And obviously, number 3 is showing your weakness. Anyway, folks, Jim Miller, helping you find and keep the love of your life and write a better love story. I hope you all are doing well, and I really do appreciate your viewing the videos. I appreciate your listening to what I have to say, and I hope it helps. So have a great day. Thank you.